Okay, so hello everyone. Welcome to another discussion. This time, pag-uusapan po natin is all about thermochemistry. Okay? So right now, again, our focus natin is all about the subject thermochemistry. This is still under the topics of chemistry, both actually thermodynamics and chemistry. From the name itself, actually, maintindihan mo na kagad kung tungkol saan ang topic na to. Pinag-uusapan natin from the title pa lang. Thermo means heat. While chemistry, pinag-uusapan is all about chemicals and ano yung mga changes na nangyari sa kanila, whether it is physical or chemical changes. So basically, pong pinag-uusapan natin dito is the changes in a substance, both chemical and physical, involving heat. Okay? Now, in this discussion, pag-uusapan natin is all about how to identify what is a surrounding, a system, and the universe. When can you call a matter or a substance to be a system? Pag-uusapan rin po natin how does the energies flow into these systems. Okay? And then after that, pag-uusapan po natin how do we define a Q and W, and when does a Q and W becomes positive or negative. And then after that, we're going to compute what we call a internal energy, or the letter U, with of course the help of the Q and W. And then after that, pag-uusapan natin how do we how do we define what is a first law of thermodynamics and anong kinalaman niya dito sa 1 and 2 objectives. So, what is thermochemistry again? It is a study of chemistry and thermodynamics where we study the involvement of heat sa chemical reactions, or both physical and chemical reactions. Ayan. So, it involves the changes or transfer of heat or energies sa mga substances, again, both physical and chemical. Transfers like conduction, convection, and even radiation. And chemical reactions such as burning or any changes at all. Kasi kung tutuusin, lahat ng mga reactions, even in Earth, no, lahat po yan merong reactions. And that it will require you to have heat in order for that process or that reaction to occur. Simple as our bodies. Ang katawan natin, we are in constant reaction to produce energy, where we break down yung mga pagkain na kinakain natin, eventually producing the heat, energy, and then using those heat into form of work. Since we've already identified kung ano ang ibig sabihin, or at least we've already defined ano ibig sabihin ng thermochemistry and anong pinag-aaralan sa thermochemistry, we can now move on in identifying or defining what is a system and a surrounding. What is a system and surrounding? Si system, it's just basically sa kung ano yung focus or ina-observe mo. Parang ganito lang yan. Let's say sa isang room na full of crowd, maraming tao dun sa room na yon, and then nandun si Crash, tinitingnan mo ngayon si Crash, your Crash will be the system. Now the rest of those people around your Crash is now the surrounding. Okay? That's just how we identify what is a system and a surrounding. Okay? Depende lang siya sa kung ano yung na-observe mo. For example, let's say meron kang isang kape. Okay? Isang baso ng kape. Isang baso ng kape, yan po ay nakalagay sa isang lamesa. Okay? Tapos, yung lamesa na yan, nasa isang buong bahay, nasa isang buong room. Okay? Ngayon, if I am observing the cup, then what is my system? As I've said earlier, kung ano po yung ino-observe mo, that will be the system. So, kung ang aking tinitingnan ngayon or ino-observe is yung kape, therefore, yung baso ng kape na yan would be the system. The surrounding would be the table or sir, and the air particles are the surrounding as well. Okay? Or lahat ng mga bagay na nakapaligid dyan sa ating baso ng kape, siya po ay surrounding. While kung ano yung observe natin, yun mismo yung system. So that's how we define what is a system and a surrounding. as mentioned here. The system is a specific part of the universe that you have chosen to study or observe. As I've said earlier, ito yung ina-observe natin, so yun lang ang focus natin. Okay? And the surrounding is everything in the universe that is outside of the boundary of the system. So, kung ang focus mo yung system, lahat na nakapaligid sa kanya is surrounding. Now, when can you call it as a universe? Kapag ka po magkasama ng ina-identify yung system and surrounding. That's when you can call it a universe. System plus surrounding is equals to universe. Since we've already know kung ano po ang system, surrounding, and universe, we have to identify ano po yung tatlong uri ng system na meron tayo. Okay? There are 3 types of system. It's called the open system, closed system, and isolated system. Ang pinag-uusapan lang naman dito sa systems na to is how does matter and energy flow to these 3 kinds of systems. For example, sa isang isolated system tulad ng isang thermos, hindi niya ina-allow po, no, from the name itself, isolated. Isolated means cannot pass through, or at the same time, meron lang siya kino-contain. Okay? Isolated from everything else outside. Ganon. Now, when it comes to matter and energy, or the substances inside an isolated system, hindi sila pwedeng lumabas, both energies and matter. Okay? Kaya nga siya tinatawag, in other words, insulated. For a open system naman, well, from the name itself, open system, ibig sabihin, kahit saang part ng open system na yan, is pwedeng pumasok at lumabas ang energy. Okay? Now, for a closed system, ang focus lang nito is that matter would be contained inside, but energy could flow in and out of the system. Okay? So, kung itong buong thermos ang system natin, lahat na nakapaligid po dyan is puro surrounding. Okay? So, yun ang sinasabi sa flow ng ating systems. Just like this one. So, for example, imagine niyo na you have sa isang classroom, merong babae at lalaki. Babae ay, let's say, energy. Lalaki is matter. Okay? Now, kung ang classroom natin, sa loob ng classroom, isolated daw yung classroom, ibig sabihin nun, yung babae at lalaki hindi pwedeng lumabas. Yung mga babae at lalaki sa labas, di rin pwedeng pumasok. That's what they call isolated. Now, if it is a closed system, ang pwede lang lumabas at pumasok dito would be the babae. Yung mga lalaki, sa loob lang sila ng system na yun, or sa loob lang ng classroom. Pero pagka open system, open door. Kahit sino pwedeng lumabas at pumasok. Okay? So, yun lang naman siya. Yun lang yung difference. Sir, bakit po ba natin kailangan pag-aralan po ang flow ng heat and matter sa mga systems na to? Well, it is for the fact na pinag-usapan nga natin is thermodynamics and chemistry. Chemistry involving the changes ng mga matter, while thermodynamics pinag-usapan the changes or the dynamics that is happening pagdating sa mga energies tulad ng heat. Okay? Ngayon, paano yung movement nito sa mga different kinds of systems? Paano po ang flow ng energies sa mga systems? Ang flow po ng mga energies sa systems natin, it's always from higher temperature to lower temperature. Okay? It's always from higher temperature to lower temperature. Ang pinag-uusapan natin dito is flow po ng heat energy when it comes to a system to system or surrounding system or system to surrounding. But either way, in those moments kung saan pwede sila mag-flow, mayroon silang fina-follow na gradient. Kung saan ang mas mahina or mababa ang temperature, doon po mag-flow yung init. Okay? So, it's actually following what they call the entropy. But anyway, that's a topic for another discussion. Ang focus lang natin dito is paano po ang flow ng heat sa mga systems and surroundings or system to systems is always from higher temperature to lower temperature. For example, if we have a box here, okay, mayroon tayong box. Ayan. Ayan si box, nakalagay yan sa isang lamesa. Ayan, nakalagay siya sa isang lamesa. Ngayon, before I proceed to that, no, before identifying the flow of energy sa mga system surrounding, let us identify muna ano nga ba ang system and surrounding in this situation. No, if I'm observing the box, therefore the box would be the system. So let's write here sys. Sys is a representation or a short word that we use for system. Now, what is the surrounding? Kung ang box is nakalagay sa table. So, ibig sabihin nun, the surrounding would be the table, at the same time, yung ating air particles. Okay, mga hangin-hangin po nakapaligid dun sa box. Since ang system it could be any forms of matter, pwede nga itong liquid, solid, or even gas. So, depende lang talaga siya sa kung ano yung ino-observe mo or yung focus. Now, if we know that the box is a system, the air particle surrounding, the table is also a surrounding. Now, let us focus on the changes or the flow changes na nangyayari dito. Ang sabi ni Sir kanina, ang flow ng temperature is from higher temperature to lower temperature. So, sabihin niyo sa akin ngayon kung paano magiging flow ng ating energy or heat energy kung ang temperature ng system is, let's say, 0 degrees Celsius, while the outside is, let's say, 50 degrees Celsius. Is it going to be system to surrounding or surrounding to system? So, in this situation, the movement or the flow of the temperature or the heat energy would be from surrounding to system. Surrounding to the system. Okay? Sir, bakit nga po ulit? Because, ang nangyayari po, ang flow ng ating init is always from higher temperature to lower temperature. So, that's the reason why bakit siya nag-flow inward. So, that would mean the flow of energy or heat is going to be surrounding to system. Okay? Now, when will it stop flowing? Kailan po kaya hihinto yung pagpasok ng init sa system? It will only stop po kapag po na naging equal na yung temperature from the surrounding and the system. So, let's say naging 50 degrees Celsius na po yung init ng ating box. No? Tsaka lang siya hihinto sa pag-absorb ng init. So, that's how the mechanism work. Again, we have 3 different systems. The open, closed, and isolated. Now, let's have another activity where we have to define kung system ba to, closed or open. Ayan. So, let's have this one. We have an open pot or pasta boiling on a stove. So, kung titingnan natin to, anong masasabi mo dito kung open, closed, or isolated? This one is an open system. For the reason that all energies can be dispersed outside, no? At the same time, yung init din. No? Open system kasi it's also constantly absorbing heat. The heat flows from the stove, pumapasok siya. Since hindi naman to tulad ng thermos, ang heat nito o lumalabas din siya sa sa open air. Okay? Sundan? Now, that is the reason why kung bakit po kapag ka nagiinit ka na or nagpapakulo ka ng tubig tapos ang bahay nyo is medyo isolated pa, no, napapansin mo na lalo pang umiinit yung bahay nyo. Okay? At the same time, nag-evaporate din yung ating gas from the liquid. Okay, the liquid nagiging gas. And remember in your gas laws, rather when it comes to the studying of heat, temperature, changes in temperature, uh, ang evaporation, yung mga gas, yung mga liquid na turn into gas, kinukuha rin nila yung energy dun mismo sa stove. Or yung nung sila po ay from liquid phase, nag-evaporate sila, dala-dala rin nila yung energy na yun. So that's why mas lalo natin nararamdaman yung init sa loob ng bahay kapag ka nagluluto. Okay? So we have here is a greenhouse. A greenhouse, ang purpose nito is to keep a stable environment for the plants. One of these stable environment must be that the greenhouse must be humid. Ibig sabihin nun, basa yung paligid. Parang dito sa Pilipinas tuwing tag-init and tag-ulan. Feeling natin very humid ang paligid, basa tayo, medyo malagkit kasi nga ang tayo ay napapalibutan ng dagat, and we are an archipelago because of that. Ngayon, sa isang greenhouse, kailangan parating humid. Now, is it open or closed? This one is a closed system because tulad ng mga environment na ganito, kailangan ma-contain niya or ma-retain niya yung humidity sa loob ng isang area. So, matter will not be able to exit. Pero as for the sun, it is constantly being absorbed. So, para maarawan yung mga plants. Therefore, this one is a closed system. Now, for Earth, as for the Earth, si Earth po ay it's a closed system as well. Okay? Why? Well, if it is open, ibig sabihin nun, may strip out po lahat ng atmosphere sa Earth. Therefore, organisms could die. Well, actually, talagang mamamatay talaga ang mga may buhay sa ating Earth kung matatanggal po yung ating atmosphere. No? It is for, kasi nangyari niyan, sakto lang po kasi ang temperature na re-receive natin. That's why it is in a state like that. Okay? Kumbaga, kung titingnan mo yung ating different levels of atmosphere is as is because of the amount of temperature that we are receiving. Okay? Meron tayong invisible atmosphere na nakalagay. And actually, sobrang nipis niya. Na konting changes lang sa temperature natin, possible mas trip off yan. No? If you recall, we are in a Goldilocks zone. Another thing is that if we are an isolated, the idea is that if it is an isolated, walang ibang pwedeng pumasok dyan at lumabas. Energies and atmosphere, di pwedeng lumabas or pumasok. Now, if energies cannot allow, if the earth cannot allow energies from the sun to come in, anong nalang mangyayari sa atin? Of course, mamamatay tayo because we aren't supplying enough energy for the earth or the plants to survive or to photosynthesis actually. Ayan. So, the earth is a closed system. What about a weather balloon? A weather balloon is a closed system. It is a closed system. For the reason of that, we have gases inside ng weather balloon na yan, and that if we focus our observation sa gas na yan, they are retained inside. No, it wouldn't form into a balloon kung open system. So labas-pasok lang yung ating gases. Pero also, it is a closed system for the reason why that meron tayo ditong heat na pumapasok so that the air could expand or thermal expansion and eventually causing a convection, so that's why it is floating upward. Ganon. And a cup of coffee, let's say hot coffee. Okay? A hot coffee is also an open system. It is an open system kung saan pwedeng lumabas ang init at habang ito ay mainit, nag-evaporate din yung kanyang kape sa loob. Okay? What about this one? This one is a bit tricky. Is it open or closed? It's definitely not going to be an isolated. So, therefore, tingnan nyo to. Umiinit siya. At the same time, merong whistle doon. So, is it a closed or open? It is an open system. For the reason of, kayang lumabas ang init towards the surrounding. At the same time, there's an open, open whistle. Ayan. Dito lumalabas yung evaporation na galing doon sa loob. So, kung kayang gawin yun ng ating kettle, ibig sabihin, this is considered as an open system. So, next. How does heat flow into this system? Paano nga po ba talaga ang flow ng ating mga system, flow ng heat sa mga systems? No, bibigyan na natin ng label yung movement from system surrounding the system. And we call it the endothermic and exothermic. Okay? Alam naman natin na ang flow ng init is always from higher temperature to lower temperature. So, in this situation, in an endothermic reaction, pagka po malamig ang system, tsaka lang magkakaroon ng endothermic para mag-flow dun yung ating heat. And thus becomes positive. No? When a system adds more energy to it, it becomes positive. That's why yung enthalpy natin dito is more than zero or positive. Huwag niyo muna intindihin to. Okay? Just know that ang tawag natin dun sa pagpasok or pag-flow is endo or into the door, pumapasok, and it becomes positive. Surroundings get cooler because lahat ng heat from outside pumupunta ngayon dun sa system because the system itself is malamig. Now, for the exothermic naman, baliktad naman to, it's an opposite of endo. Kung ang endo into the door, papasok, ang exo outside of the door, palabas, towards the surroundings. Ibig sabihin lang nun, mas malamig yung outside, the surrounding. That's why nag-move ang ating heat from the system to surrounding. So, the surrounding gets warmer and the system gets colder. And that's just about it regarding this discussion regarding the flow of energy and identifying what is a system and the different kinds of system.